The silent attack in the dark cold of space, the hospital ship Hopebringer floated near the edge of the neutral zone. It was a peaceful ship. White hull, no weapons, large red cross painted on both sides. Everyone knew what it was, even enemies. Even pirates. No one touched a hospital ship. Inside, doctors moved quietly. Nurses gave water and medicine. Soldiers from both sides of the war lay in beds, wounded, weak, but safe. This ship was neutral. It saved lives, not took them. Captain Alina Merrick stood on the bridge. She looked tired but calm. "How's the patient in room 12?" she asked. "He made it," said the nurse, smiling. Alina smiled too. "Good. We still bring hope." Then suddenly all screens on the bridge flickered. Static. White noise. The star maps disappeared. Alina frowned. "Communications, what's happening?" I don't know," said the comms officer. "We're losing signals. Satellite. Data gone. I can't reach Earth Central." A loud alarm rang. Sensors showed a ship approaching. Fast, unknown origin. "No distress signal, no ID," said the officer. "No message. They're just coming straight at us." "Put them on visual." The screen showed a long black ship. Sharp angles. No flags. No light. Just darkness. The enemy didn't speak. They opened fire. Hopebringer shook as red plasma hit its side. The hull cracked. Patients screamed. Lights went out in half the ship. Alina jumped from her chair. "Evasive maneuvers. Shields up. Call for help now." "But we're not a warship," the pilot yelled. "We can't." I said, "Move." The pilot tried, but it was too late. Another hit. Direct to the engine room. Fire. Smoke. A deep, horrible sound echoed through the ship, the sound of metal dying in space. Alina grabbed the emergency radio. She shouted into it, "This is Captain Merrick of the Hopebringer. We are under attack." Unknown hostile ship. Coordinates uploading now. The signal cut. One last explosion. Then, silence. Back on Earth, in a large command room filled with blinking lights and busy officers, a warning appeared on the main screen. Alert. Hospital ship. Hopebringer. Signal lost. General Marcus Hale stood up. He was an old man, with steel gray, eyes and a jaw like stone. "What do you mean, lost?" he asked. "We're not sure," said the tech officer. "We had them one moment. Then they were gone." "No warnings?" "None, sir." Hale stared at the screen. His voice turned cold. "Pulled the last 5 minutes of their transmission. I want to hear what happened." A technician played the audio. First there was static. Then the voice of Captain Merrick, shouting, panicked. "Under attack. Unknown ship. This is a hospital ship. We have wounded. We have civilians. Stop." Then screams. Then fire. Then nothing. For a long time, no one in the room said anything. General Hale looked at the leaders around him. Scientists, admirals, diplomats. "They knew it was a hospital ship," he said. "They didn't care." Someone whispered, "Who would do this?" Another asked. "Even in war. This is madness." Hale turned slowly to the center of the room. He opened a secure channel. "Wake the council and tell them this. They fired on mercy. They fired on healing. So Earth will fire back with fury." Above, Earth orbiting quietly in the shadows, was a black station called Vault 17. Inside it were things locked away long ago, things too dangerous to use, unless humanity had no choice. The red lights in Vault 17 started to blink. Deep in its core, a voice spoke. "Protocol Vengeance confirmed. Weapon systems warming. Stand by for full fleet activation." Far away, deep in the stars, the enemy ship disappeared into the void. They left no message, no warning, no reason, only silence and fire. But they had made one mistake. They thought Earth would stay quiet. They were wrong. The message of blood, the recording stopped. General Marcus Hale stood still. His hands were tight behind his back. His eyes, colder than ice, stared at the dark wall of the war room. "This is not war," he said quietly. "This is murder." The council room was full now. Admirals, scientists, even the president. The mood was heavy, like the air before a storm. On the main screen, a broken video played again and again. The last moments of the Hopebringer, the final scream before it turned to ash. No one could stop watching. No one could forget. The tech officer turned to Hale. "Sir, we've confirmed the attackers. They used a Varnock plasma signature. No doubt it was them." The room reacted with shock. "The Varnock?" the president asked. "But they signed the peace treaty. We've had no conflict with them in over 20 years. "They lied," Hale said flatly. "They signed peace and fired on a Mercy ship." Another officer added, "They tried to wipe the ship's black box, but we recovered one final frame." He tapped a button. On screen, a symbol appeared, burned into the hull of the enemy ship. A red skull inside a sun. "The mark of the Varnock First Strike Fleet," the officer said. "They wanted us to know it was them." Everyone fell silent. Then the president asked, "What do we say to the galaxy? What does Earth say when its hospital ship is destroyed?" General Hale stepped forward. He opened a galactic broadcast line. "All systems," he ordered. "Send this transmission wide. Varnock space, neutral zones, allied worlds, everywhere." A camera drone floated down. Hale stood tall. His voice was calm, but burning. "This is General Marcus Hale of Earth Defense Command. Yesterday, a ship of Mercy, the Hopebringer, was attacked. It carried no weapons, only the wounded, doctors, nurses, children. It was destroyed without warning, without honor. This was not a mistake, it was not an accident, it was a message." He paused. His jaw clenched. "Now, here is our message. You fired on a hospital ship. You fired on the soul of humanity. So now, Earth is coming. Not with diplomats, not with peace, but with fire. You wanted war, you just got it." The message spread fast. In 1 hour, 100 systems saw it. In 2 hours, even Varnock civilians were watching. By the end of the day, the galaxy held its breath, because everyone knew something terrible was about to awaken. Scene shift, Earth's military core base. Fort Resolve. Underground bunkers opened for the first time in 50 years. Rows of black-armored troops marched out. They were the Fury Marines, trained for war nobody ever wanted. Now, they were called. In orbit, hidden stations began powering up. Giant shipyards unlocked massive hangar doors. One by one, Earth's Titan-class warships lifted into space. Each had one name painted on its side: Retribution, Iron Vow, Storm of Justice, Wrath of Gaia, and the one leading them all, Titans. Wrath, a ship so powerful it was banned after the last Galactic War. Now, it was awake. Final scene. A small girl's teddy bear floats in space. The camera pulls back slowly. It drifts among the broken pieces of the Hopebringer. Then a whisper over the radio from an unknown human voice. "This isn't just for the ship. This is for every life they burned. We're coming." Awakening. The beast dust floated in the air like ghosts. Rows of machines slept in the shadows. Thick cables, steel doors, red warning signs. No humans had entered this place in over 200 years. A voice echoed in the silence, calm, inhuman. "System reboot. Code. Titan Wrath. Humanity requests vengeance." Lights flickered. Engines growled. The beast was waking. Scene. Earth Defense Command Center. General Marcus Hale stood before the council. "We cannot win this war with words," he said. "The Varnock want blood. Then we give them something they'll never forget." One of the scientists stood up. "You can't be serious, General. That ship was locked away after the Orion massacre. It's too dangerous." Hale turned to him, stone-faced. "They attacked a hospital ship." Silence. The council voted. To one order approved, Release Titan's Wrath. Scene: Vault Zeta 9, Earth's deep orbit. The massive hangar opened. Metal doors screamed as they pulled apart. Inside was something no alien had seen for centuries. A ship the size of a city. Jet black, covered in armor that looked like mountain rock. No windows, no bridges, just weapon ports, hundreds of them. Its name was burned into the yaoi. Hull in giant letters. Titan's Wrath. A whisper moved through Earth's networks. The beast has returned. Scene inside the ship. A group of officers walked into the control room. The lights turned red as they entered. At the center, a metal throne. Sitting in it was Commander Rhea Vale. She was not ordinary. Rhea was raised in simulations. Born for war. And now Earth had called her. Her voice was cold, calculated. Status? Engines fully charged. Plasma cannons online. AI co-pilot syncing. She nodded. Good. Time to test our roar. Scene: Fury Marine Training Base, Mars. Hundreds of human soldiers stood in perfect rows. No one spoke. No one moved. An officer shouted, "What did they do?" The troops roared back, "They fired on a hospital ship." "What are we?" "Earth's Fury." "What do we bring?" "Fire." They boarded dropships. Their armor was matte. Black, marked with a red tear. Not for blood, but for mercy lost. Scene: Space. The fleet gathers. One by one, Earth's warships appeared across the stars. Fighter squadrons, carriers, destroyers, and in the center, Titan's Wrath, glowing like a demon in the void. Other species watching from far systems sent messages. Earth has changed. We thought they were peaceful. They were, until now. Scene: Varnock High Command, Secret Moon Base. Panic. The Varnock warlords stared at the reports. Earth has deployed the forbidden ship, one said. It's just one ship, another laughed. No, said the oldest. It is not a ship. It is a message. They remembered the old stories. When Titan's Wrath came before, it ended wars in a single day. Entire fleets vanished, planets burned, and now it was heading for them. Scene: Back to Rhea Vale on the bridge. She stared at the holomap. One red dot marked the target. Varnock Prime Defense Grid. Plot a course, she ordered. Should we wait for the others? The AI asked. She looked forward. They fired first. We answer now. Final shot. The fleet jumps into warp space, cracked like glass. Light exploded. Earth's fleet of fury vanished into the stars, heading straight for the heart of the Varnock Empire. The beast was awake and it was hungry. First strike children slept. Shops were closed. Skies were calm. Suddenly the stars began to disappear, one by one, as if something massive was blocking the sky. An old Varnock farmer stepped outside. He looked up and dropped his cup. Above him floated an entire Earth battle fleet. No sound. No warning, only silence and shadows. Then a voice echoed across the colony's comms. This is Commander Rhea Vale of Earth. You fired on our wounded. Now we fire on your pride. Scene inside Varnock Space Control, alarm sirens screaming. They bypassed our satellites. How did they get this close? They shouldn't be able to warp that deep. Too late. The first Earth missile hit. Direct strike on Varnock. Command tower. No warnings. No delays, just impact. Buildings fell. Fires spread. Their defense network tried to activate, but every system failed. Earth had hacked them before the first shot. The first strike had begun. Scene: orbit above Varnock Colony. The Earth fleet moved like a machine. No shouting, no panic. Just calm. Voices giving orders. Target 7 neutralized. Civilian zones untouched. We only hit military. Varnock warships scrambling. Permission to engage? Permission granted. Unleash the Fury. Hundreds of Fury Marines dropped from orbit in firepods. Silent, Fast, unstoppable. Each pod slammed into the enemy's warbase. Within minutes, the Varnock soldiers were overrun. They never stood a chance. Scene: Varen City, Varnock homeworld, news. Spread like fire. Earth is here. They're not invading. They're punishing. They don't want our land. They want our fear. Varnock citizens watched footage of their ships burning, their weapons destroyed, their leaders captured. Not killed, but humiliated. And then, Earth sent a message. It played on every screen in the Varnock Empire. Scene: Earth's broadcast. General Hale speaking. We do not destroy cities. We do not kill your civilians. We are not monsters. You fired on a hospital ship. You killed those who could not fight. We will not become you, but we will show you what justice feels like. This was a warning, the next one won't be. Seen inside a damaged Varnock ship. A captain tried to escape. His ship was burning, half his crew gone. A shadow passed outside his window. Was Titan's Wrath, the massive Earth warship locked onto his vessel. Then, nothing. No weapons fired. Just one signal sent to his screen. We see you. Run. And the Varnock captain did. For the first time in his life, he ran. Scene: Earth. Fleet retreats into the stars. They left behind only silence and fear. The Varnock military had been humiliated. The message was clear. Don't mistake mercy for weakness. The first strike was over, but the war was only beginning. The Varnock counterattack smoke, fire, alarms screaming. The ship shook violently. Panels exploded. Crew ran in every direction. A Varnock commander dragged himself to a broken console, blood on his face. What happened? Who attacked us? It was them, sir. The humans. But they left. Not all of them. Boom. Another. Blast hit the ship. This time directly through its shield, through the fire and chaos. A single Earth stealth drone hovered, watching, recording. Then it left. Scene: Varnock War Room, Prime Command Base. 10 high warlords stood in a circle of flame, a ritual chamber, ancient, sacred. Around them were battle maps filled with red marks, human attacks, human victories. One warlord slammed the table. We were supposed to crush them in one strike. We killed a hospital ship, another barked, and they responded with fire and fury. Then we strike back. We burn their colonies. We make Earth bleed. The oldest of them all, Supreme Warlord Zathwun, finally spoke. His voice was low and cold. No, we do not strike Earth directly. Not yet. We strike where it hurts most. We destroy their hope. Scene: Deep space. Human supply convoy. Group of small Earth ships floated peacefully through a trade route. Cargo ships, medical resupply, escorts. Suddenly, Varnock warships jumped in. No warning, no talking, only fire. In less than 5 minutes, the convoy was gone. No survivors. Scene: Earth newsfeed, the broadcast. This just in. A second unarmed Earth convoy has been destroyed. Over 3,000 dead. The Varnock have struck back. Public panic rose. Earth's colonies called for protection. The fleet of fury had moved deep into enemy space and left Earth exposed. General Hale watched the news with silent fury. They want to divide us, he said. They want to make us fear, but we are not afraid. Scene: Varnock strike base, a secret weapon. Deep underground, the Varnock prepared something different. Not ships, not soldiers, but a virus. Bioengineered, deadly, fast, made only for humans. We will not fight them in space, said Zathwun. We will break them from inside, let them choke on their own air. Scene: Earth HQ, an intercepted transmission. A secret message had been caught by Earth's intelligence units, encrypted. Strange symbols. Rhea Vale sat in her command chair, eyes locked on the screen. This isn't a military order, she whispered. It's a warning. The AI translated the final line. Let the human cities drown in silence. Scene: Earth Science Base. Red alert, a lab technician ran down the hallway. Sir, we've detected foreign particles. In the Martian atmosphere, it's spreading fast. The lead scientist turned pale. It's not radiation, it's a bioweapon. Final scene, Earth War Room. General Hale stood before his commanders. This is no longer just war, this is survival. He turned to his fleet map. Earth had only two choices now. Fall back and defend the homeworld, or strike deeper into Varnock space to cut off the poison at its source. Hale made his decision. Tell Commander Vale, hit them harder, hit them where it hurts most. Earth strikes the throne. A soft rain fell over the capital of the Varnock Empire. Tall towers shimmered under the storm. In the central palace, nobles laughed at a feast table. Gold, firelight, music. They believed the war was far away. They believed Earth was running. They were wrong. Far above, hidden behind the clouds, Earth's ghost fleet had arrived. Scene, inside Titan's Wrath, silent mode. Commander Rhea Vale stood in the dim red light of the command deck. We're 1,000 kilometers from their throne city. They don't know we're here. Her voice was calm, her eyes deadly. She tapped a screen. The attack plan appeared. No civilian casualties, no mass bombing. We remove their crown. Tonight we strike the heart. Scene, Varnock Palace, Grand Hall. A young servant paused. He felt a deep vibration under the floor, faint at first, then stronger. The golden chandelier above began to shake. A single thunderous boom echoed outside. The power went out. Blackness. Then, the ceiling exploded. Earth's elite drop team crashed, straight through, not to kill, but to capture. Their orders were clear. Take the warlords alive. Break their power. Let the people see what fear looks like. Scene, Earth Marines vs. Varnock Guards. Lasers flashed. Smoke filled the royal corridors. Varnock warriors fought hard, but Earth soldiers were faster, stronger, smarter. One warlord tried to escape in a personal hoverpod. A single sniper shot from orbit pierced the pod and froze it mid-air. Commander, Vale watched the footage live. She spoke just one word. Send the feed. Scene, Varnock Empire. Broadcast interrupted. Every screen in every city, colony, and outpost flickered. Then a new image appeared. The captured warlords, bound, silent, broken, behind. Them stood Earth's Fury Marines. Then Rhea Vale stepped forward on screen. We told you not to test us. You struck first. Now we strike last. You still have one chance. Lay down your weapons. Release all prisoners, or the throne you built with fear will fall forever. Scene, backlash across the Varnock. Empire Varnock citizens stared at the footage. They weren't angry. They weren't proud. They were silent. Then, they began to cheer. For centuries, they were ruled by fear. But now, fear had a new face, and it came from Earth. Scene, Supreme Warlord Zathwin, on an escape ship. Zathwin punched the console. Fools, they humiliated us. His last war, cruiser sped into deep space. He activated a final protocol, a black code, a doomsday weapon. If I cannot rule, then everything will burn. Final scene, Earth receives the signal. Back on Titan's Wrath, an alarm rang. AI voice. Warning, planet killer weapon detected, charging in deep Varnock space. Commander Vale stared at the signal. They'd rather destroy everything than lose. She turned to her crew. Then we end this now. Last stand of the Varnock no planets, no moons, just dust, silence, darkness, but floating in the center, a weapon the size of a small moon, codenamed Ashmaker. It glowed with red lights and deep hums. This was the Varnock Empire's final weapon, a secret even their own people feared. It had no defense, no crew, only one purpose, to burn Earth. Scene, Earth War Room. General Hale stared at the incoming data. We always thought it was a myth, but it's real. One scientist whispered, "If it fires, Earth dies." Hale didn't blink. "Then we stop it." He turned to the screen. "Commander Vale, this is it. You have one job. End the war, or there will be no Earth left to save." Scene: Titans. Wrath Fleet Command Commander Rhea Vale stood at the center of the bridge, her armor scratched, her face tired, but her eyes sharp. Behind her flew Earth's last battle fleet, heavily damaged, low on fuel, but still fighting. "This is the final move," she said. "We hit Ashmaker before it charges, all in, no retreat." Scene: Final battle begins, Earth's. Fleet warped into the system. Varnock dreadnoughts were already there, waiting, outnumbered. Outgunned. But Earth struck first, fast, sharp, surgical. Fury Marines boarded enemy ships. Snipers took out enemy captains through ship windows. Fighter jets danced like shadows, cutting down missile swarms. But still, Ashmaker kept charging. 5 minutes to fire, the AI warned. Scene: Inside Ashmaker, Varnock Supreme Warlord, Zathun. Zathun stood in the heart of the machine. His eyes glowed, his mind connected to the weapon's core. "They call themselves merciful," he hissed. "Let's see if they show mercy to ashes." He activated final lock. 3 minutes until Earth dies. Scene: Rhea Vale's final move. Commander Vale made a choice. She stepped into the ship's drop chamber alone. "I'm taking a core. Strike team into Ashmaker. Keep the fleet busy, I'll stop Zathun myself." She launched a fireball through space, straight toward the enemy's heart. Scene: Inside Ashmaker, final showdown. Darkness, steam, sparks, burning metal. Rhea fought through Varnock guards like a ghost. Blade, pulse gun, hand to hand. Finally, she reached the core. Zathun waited, old, powerful, broken. "You think you're better than us," he said. "We were warriors before you even crawled." Rhea didn't blink. "And you killed the helpless. That's not war, that's fear." They fought, one final duel. Metal and blood, sparks and roars. In the end, she won. Scene: Rhea stops the weapon. The countdown reached 00:05. Rhea grabbed the control spike and pulled it out. The machine died. Silence returned. Earth was safe. Scene: Aftermath. Earth HQ. The war was over. The Varnock fleet surrendered. Worlds once ruled by fear began to rebuild. Rhea Vale stood alone in the battlefield's ruins. Someone asked her, "Was it worth it?" She looked up at the stars. "They fired on a hospital ship," we answered, "and we showed the galaxy what humans really are." Final scene, title card. Earth does not start wars, but it ends them. HFY. Humanity for ya.